Hey guys! Today I wanted to go over my review of all of the products from the Andalou Naturals Clarifying line. It's their line for active and oily skin, which I do tend to have more than so dry or mature skin, or sensitive skin, which is one of their other lines. So I've tried actually everything from the Clarifying line. And I've been using them all for a couple of months now, I think since about March, so 4 or 5 months, and I'm about out of most of the stuff, so I thought that this would be a good time to sort of go over the entire line, let you know how I feel about it, let you know which products I thought worked the best, which I didn't really feel did anything, because there are a few of those, and then what from the line that I would actually repurchase and use in my daily skincare regimen. So I'm going to go over everything in the order that it's actually listed on the box. This is the box for the cleansers, and it's got I guess it's like a step that they recommend you use each one in. So I'm going to go over them in this order, starting with the cleansing gel. I do have all the boxes. I kept them all because I'm a hoarder. So I'm going to go over all of this stuff. So Andalou Naturals is a brand that I actually really like. All of their ingredients are really wonderful and natural, and they come from fruits and plants. I'm pretty sure all of their products, except for I think some of their hair care products and a few of their skincare products, contain honey. I don't know if any of their products contain any other animal ingredients, but all of the products from this line, the Clarifying line, are vegan. I also love Andalou Naturals because they're non-GMO, which I think is amazing. They use fruit stem cells, they're 100% non-GMO, paraben sulfate free, vegan and cruelty free, at least all of these ones are vegan, but they're all cruelty free. They are, so again, they're verified gluten free, and then they're verified non-GMO, so I love that those are on there. They're made in California. Clinically proven, pH balanced, and hypoallergenic. So the Andalou Naturals, just their entire line of products, like everything in general, is just all really wonderful, and I think they're all really great, and a lot of people have a lot of really great things to say about them. I especially like the Rosewater mask from the Sensitive line. That's one of my favorite face masks. That I think that's the only product I use from any of their other lines. I have tried some of their hair care in the past, but I'm not using it currently, but I do like it. So they also do, some of their products are certified organic. So I'm going to start going over these. So they say their Clarifying line is targeted for active and oily skin types, which is overly active, congested pores, uneven texture, and blemish prone. So I don't have any before or after pictures because I wasn't using this line exclusively. I did incorporate a couple of other products into this regimen to sort of supplement what I already had here. So I wasn't using this exclusively. But for the most part, I was using all of these products on a daily basis, or at least most of them. There are a couple that I wouldn't use every day. So the first one that I'm going to go over is the Cleanse Step, which is the Citrus Kombucha Cleansing Gel. And I have talked about this in Empty's videos before because my husband and I have been using this cleansing gel even actually before I started this line. My husband really likes this cleanser. I really like it. I think it's a really good cleanser, even for people who don't have oily skin, because it's not drying. It doesn't strip your skin. It still leaves your skin feeling fresh and clean, but it's not drying, which I think is really great. And it's, I think, something that you don't get that a lot with gel cleansers, especially ones that are targeted more towards oily or active skin. That some of those tend to dry out your skin more than others, and this one definitely doesn't. So I think even for people who don't have oily skin, you can use this cleanser. This bottle is empty because we've used it up. We've actually used up, this is the second full bottle of this we've used up. We actually even have 2 open right now, one at my sink and one in the shower that my husband uses in the morning. So technically we are using our 4th bottle of this, which is just a testament to how great of a cleanser it is. It's really gentle. It smells really fresh. The citrus kombucha, I don't know what kombucha smells like. So it smells really citrusy and really fresh. And it says the fruit stem cell complex and citrus kombucha, rich in skin-friendly probiotics and aminos, replenishes beneficial microflora, clarifying willow bark and aloe vera, gently foam to whisk away excess oil and dull surface cells, maintaining a healthy moisture barrier for clean, clear skin. Gentle and non-drying for a healthy complexion. So I use this at night. I either use this alone on the days that I don't wear makeup. I will squirt a pump of it on my contact sponge, and then I'll use it all over my skin, or I'll use it as a second step when I'm doing a double cleanse when I have worn makeup. So I'll use an oil cleanser first and then I'll use this afterwards. So I pretty much use this every night. There is 1 or 2 other cleansers that I'll use occasionally, but this generally for the most part 90% of the time is what I'm using at night to cleanse my face, and I really love it. It's just a really great cleanser. So there's that one. I definitely feel like that one works really well. So the second one that's on here is Exfoliate. It's the, where is it? The Kombucha Enzyme Exfoliating Peel. So this would be like the step that you would use if you're having like a day where you would use a mask. So there's 2 masks in the clarifying line. There's this one, which is the enzyme peel, and then there's the second one, which is I'm going to talk about after. So this is the Kombucha Enzyme Exfoliating Peel. So when it says, grapefruit kombucha, pineapple and papaya enzymes loosen and exfoliate dull, dry surface cells, unclogging pores and stimulating circulation for improved clarity, tone, and texture. Fruit stem cell complex and vitamin C boost healthy cell renewal for a clear, refreshed complexion. So I have used this maybe like 6 times, 5 or 6 times. And I feel like I'm probably about halfway through it by now. I don't necessarily feel that this does anything. I've tried a couple of peels that are sold in like the supermarkets, and I don't feel like they do anything. I mean, they both have contained papaya and pineapple, which are supposed to be really good for actually exfoliating and removing dead skin cells. But the 2 that I've tried that are in the stores that they're targeted as they are sold as a peel, I don't feel work as well as another peel that I've used from a different company. I just feel like these, they overpromise and underdeliver. When I use this, I don't feel like my skin looks or feels any different. I definitely don't feel like it refreshes my skin. I don't feel like it gets rid of any dead skin cells or anything like that. I do use this as a second step to the other mask, which is the clay mask. So I do use both of the masks together, which it says to do. You want to do the peel first and then the clay mask afterwards. And honestly, I just don't feel like this does anything. So I feel like if you've been thinking about this, I'd say you could skip it and try to find another one that is more peel-like. I think there are others that are better. I just don't think this is one of them. So this isn't one that I recommend, and I have been trying to force myself to use these so that way I could do this review, and I don't enjoy using it because I don't feel like it does anything, and when I feel like a product doesn't do anything, I don't want to use it. So this is one that I don't feel like does anything. So the other one that I don't feel like does anything is actually the next one. This is the Purify Blue Geranium Creamy Clay Mask. So it's the other mask in the system. This says, active creamy clay purifies and detoxifies pores without overdrying. Blue geranium essential oil soothes inflammation and neutralizes bacteria to effectively tone and refresh. Fruit stem cell complex speeds cellular repair for a clear, balanced complexion. So one issue that I have with this is its texture and its, I guess, formulation. It's really hard. The first bottle that I had of this, I actually didn't get any use out of it all because I apparently had waited too long to use it and it solidified. I couldn't even get it out of the tube, and I wasn't even going to bother like cutting it open to get it because it was just so hard in there, and I felt like it probably wouldn't be any good anyway. So I did buy a second tube of this, and again, I'm forcing myself to use this so I can use it up and not waste it, but I don't really enjoy using this. I don't feel like it makes a difference to my skin at all. A lot of clay masks that I use, I really will see a difference either immediately afterwards or the next morning. This I don't feel is the case after either one. I mean, the Blue Geranium essential oil, you can feel it sort of soothing your skin. It does leave sort of like a tingly, I get maybe like a cooling sensation. I don't want to say minty, but it leaves sort of like a cooling sensation, but I don't feel any tightening of my pores or anything like that. I don't feel like it takes out any of the gunk. It doesn't, for me personally, maybe my pores are just way too large, but this just doesn't have any effect on my skin at all. And so there are definitely other clay masks out there that work better than this one does. So this one is another one that I don't really recommend or think that is necessary in the line, or, you know, I feel that way about a lot of these prepared face masks, the ones that are already activated and you don't have to worry about, you know, mixing them yourself. I feel like that way about a lot of them. I feel like the ones that are in powder form definitely are more effective than these ones are, and this one I just feel compared to even some of my other already prepared face masks, is even less effective. So I know some people like this, it just doesn't work for me specifically. So the next one is the scrub, which is the lemon sugar facial scrub. Here it is. I actually use this one before I use the masks. So on the days that I use the face masks, I'll cleanse, I'll scrub, and then I'll do the masks. So I'm not sure why this one says it. So I'm not sure why this one is listed below the masks, but anyway, I use this as a step before the masks, and I tried using this in the shower in the mornings as a replacement to my Salus skin scrub, but the Salus skin scrub is just way beyond any scrub that I've ever used. This is an okay scrub. I don't feel like it's necessarily amazing. You can see I've used about half the jar because I only use it about once every other week when I do the face masks. It smells mainly of sugar because it is a sugar face scrub. Let's see, where's the packaging on this one? So this one is, oh, this one actually isn't vegan. Didn't even realize that. Anyway, so this one isn't vegan. This one, it says fruit stem cell complex, vitamin C, and manuka honey blended with organic cane sugar lift away impurities and gently exfoliate for even tone and texture as Meyer lemon refreshes and revitalizes for a bright, healthy complexion. So I think I probably bought this before I was going to give up honey, which is why it wasn't an issue then. But because it has honey, I wouldn't repurchase it anyway. So it does have manuka honey in it, and it is. I don't really smell the lemon so much. It might have smelled a little bit more of lemon when I first opened it, but now it just sort of smells like sugar. And I mean, it's a good exfoliator. It does work as an exfoliator, but I've used exfoliators that are better. Like the Acure Brightening Scrub is definitely a better scrub than this one, and the Salus, which I talk about all the time and you're probably sick to death of hearing of, is my #1 favorite scrub ever. This one is just okay. It's not something I'd repurchase once I finished it because I just feel like for my skin type personally, it doesn't do enough. I really like to see the benefits of my skincare either right away or pretty close to right away, and there are a lot of things that I have that do that. This just isn't one that I've noticed any significant difference from. So I do use this in conjunction with my masks from the same line. I'll use these all together on the same day, but other than that, I don't use this at any other time. So once it's gone, and then I will not be rebuying that one specifically. The next is the Tone, which is the Aloe and Willow Bark Pore Minimizer. Actually, I did kind of like this. This is the toner. It's a 6 ounce bottle, and it's the only one of their toners that doesn't have a spray nozzle, which I find kind of weird because I think that this would be better in a spray nozzle because it would last a lot longer. This one says fruit stem cell complex, willow bark extract, and aloe vera. Remove dull skin cells, debris, and excess oil that can clog pores and increase breakouts. Purifies, refines, and gently exfoliates to reduce the appearance of enlarged pores for a tighter, smoother, cleaner complexion. So this one actually has peppermint essential oils in it, so you can definitely feel the minty sort of like tingly. It's not uncomfortable when you're using this. I would use this after I cleansed or after I was done with my masks. I would soak a cotton round and then rub it all over my face. I don't think, anything that's labeled as a pore minimizer, you're probably not going to see any sort of difference to your pores, especially me, someone who's got, I've got more on the larger size pores. Nothing except like a really good clay masks makes any difference to the size of my pores. Even, the size of your pores never is going to change, but you can do things to like tighten them, but this is not something that essentially tightens the pores and keeps it that way. So I don't necessarily think this is a good pore minimizer, at least not for me, but I did really like it. I did notice that on the days that I used this, which was every morning until it was finished, I did notice that my skin was a lot less oily, and I did notice for about a week after I had finished this, my skin was actually a little bit more oily and probably a little bit less balanced than it was when I was using this. So I did notice a difference after I finished using this, that while I was using it, I didn't think that I noticed a difference, but once I stopped using it, I did notice that my skin was a little bit more oily for about a week until I started using another toner that's for balancing oily skin that sort of helped balance it out again. So I do think that this works in helping control oil. but not necessarily pore minimizing. So this is, I do believe, a good toner, and I would recommend this one. So the next is the Repair, which is the Willow Bark Pure Pore Serum. So that's this. This is the serum. So this one says, fruit stem cell complex speeds healing as willow bark extract clarifies and minimizes pores, curbs bacteria and absorbs excess oil. Salicylic acid helps fade post-blemish pigmentation as aloe vera oxygenates, hydrates, and soothes inflammation for even tone and clear, healthy skin. Okay, so I don't necessarily dislike this product, but I don't think on its own it really does what it claims to do. So it's, you know, they claim that it's for, this whole line is supposed to help with hyperpigmentation and even tone texture, even skin texture, so it helps, you know, smooth out your skin, stuff like that. I do think as a whole that those products do that, but I think this necessarily by itself, it's not a product that I necessarily would go out and get and go out of my way to get unless I'm using it with something else. So the thing that I've actually been using with this is the Resist C15 Super Booster from Paula's Choice, which I've had for a while and I needed to use it. And I do mix a couple of drops of this in with a serum. So since I was using this serum, I decided to mix these two together. And the 2 bottles actually lasted about the same amount of time. So this is the 1 ounce size of this serum, and then this is 0.67 ounces. And used morning and night, both of these, it actually lasted a decently long amount of time. I was surprised because the other 1 ounce serum that I went through, which was the sensitive skin serum, I actually went through pretty quickly in like less than a month, and this actually lasted me 3 to 4 months, give or take, because I didn't use it consistent. I didn't use it all the time because there were days when I used other things, but for the most part these did last about the same amount of time, which I thought was kind of interesting that this lasted longer than the other serum that they've got. So I think definitely their serums vary. I have heard really good things about their Brightening serum, which I think that one would be better than this one. This, again, I don't think necessarily does anything on its own, but mixed with this, it actually did pair well, and I did notice a difference with the 2 of these together. This, I mean, it's not a bad serum. There are definitely serums I think that work better than other serums, and some that just don't do anything, and I think this is one that just on its own doesn't really do anything, but mixed with this, I feel like is a better pair. So there's those ones. So the next is the Moisturized Day, which is the acai and white tea oil-free moisturizer. And this one I actually still have a decent amount of product in. This is a 2 ounce bottle, so I do use this every single morning. I haven't actually used anything else during the day except for this since I've started using this, and it has lasted me a really decently long amount of time. So this is perfect for active skin types, humid conditions, and when skin needs lightweight hydration. This quenching and mattifying gel cream with fruit stem cell complex, acai berry, and white tea provides a potent portfolio of antioxidants to slow cellular damage and stimulate healthy cell renewal for a revitalized complexion. And I do think this is actually a really good moisturizer. I do actually like using it in the morning. There's only one oil that I've used that I like to use during the day, and all other oils I prefer to use at night. So I actually feel like this is a good daily moisturizer. My husband even actually uses this sometimes as well, and he really likes it. It has a really nice citrusy scent. All of the products have a really nice scent individually. Some of them have different scents, like the scrub is more sugary, the toner is more pepperminty, and the moisturizers and the cleanser are more citrusy. So this does have a really refreshing scent, and I feel like it's a really great lightweight, and it, like it says, non-greasy moisturizer. So it's definitely a really good moisturizer for people who have more oily skin. I feel like this does a really good job. So I do actually really like this moisturizer, and just feel like overall it's a really good one, especially if you've got oily skin. So there's that one. There are 3 more. So the next one after that is the Protect Day. So I would use the moisturizer after I finish doing so I would cleanse, tone, use the serum with the Paula's Choice product. I actually there's a blemish cream that I would actually use before I would use the serum, but it's last on the list, so I'm just going in order of the list. Woo. But after the moisturizer, this is what I would use. This is the Protect Day Oil Control Beauty Balm Untinted with SPF 30. And before I started using this one, I was using the Mineral Fusion version of this, which is, it's a good, I liked using that until I finished it all the way up finally completely. It took me about a year. I like that one, but I definitely like this one a little bit better because I feel like this is definitely, it has more natural ingredients. It doesn't have the phenoxyethanol in it, which some people have a problem with. I didn't have an issue with it, but I feel like this one is better because it is more natural. And it has a better, fresher scent. So this is the ultimate 3-in-1 beauty balm. Blends fruit stem cell complex mattifying hydration and broad spectrum protection to speed cellular renewal, diminish pores and excess oil, and defend against UVA, UVB, photo aging for a clear, healthy complexion. It's untinted mattifying formula, wear alone or under makeup, and it's chemical-free sun protection. So this one specifically is, it has the zinc oxide is the active sunscreen ingredient in here, and the rest of the ingredients in this are also really great. It's aloe, jojoba, sunflower oil, sage, willow bark, pomegranate oil, vitamin C, white tea. I love the ingredients in here, and I prefer this one over the Mineral Fusion one, and I actually use this as my sunscreen and my makeup primer. I haven't necessarily found a primer that works for my skin because it is so oily. But the untinted BB creams actually work well for my skin as a makeup primer, and I haven't had an issue with makeup not lasting all day or it wearing off or becoming really weird and greasy, but I feel like this does a really good job as a makeup primer, and I would recommend this, especially since it's got SPF 30 in it as well. It's a definite great step before you put your makeup on. So I really love this. I even use this on days that I don't wear makeup or that I don't even leave the house. It's always just a good idea to wear sunscreen no matter what, because it's really good for your skin. So I really love this, and this is definitely the one that I'll continue to buy over the Mineral Fusion one. So I do have a lot more of this because I didn't actually start using this until about a month ago when I ran out of my other one, but I prefer this one and I really like this one a lot more. So this is what I would use after my moisturizer before I'd start putting my makeup on. So the next one is the Moisturize Night, which is their Beta Hydroxy Complex Recovery Cream. So this is actually the product that led me to the rest of the line. I was searching for stuff on iHerb one night about, a year and a half ago. I was looking for stuff that would help with hyperpigmentation and acne and came across this, and it said, the description is what excited me about this. It says, fruit stem cell complex works overnight to speed healing as willow bark extract clarifies and minimizes pores, curbs bacteria, and balances excess oil. Salicylic acid helps fade hyperpigmentation for even tone and texture, as aloe vera oxygenates, hydrates, and calms inflammation. Skin awakes feeling hydrated, repaired, and replenished. So like I said, again, this is what introduced me to the rest of the line. As a night cream, I do feel like it does a good job, but for me personally, I feel like I definitely prefer oils over creams like this. I have used up the majority of this. It's more than halfway gone. And this again does have sort of like a more citrusy scent. There is actually cocoa butter and white tea in here as well, so you can smell a little bit of the cocoa butter. So it does a really good job as a night cream. It doesn't break me out. I do sometimes get a little bit oily at night when I use this, which can happen when I'm not using an actual oil. With some oils, it helps actually lessen the amount of oil that's on my skin. So this one I don't feel necessarily helps curb any oil production at night necessarily. So it is a decent face cream. I don't think this is something that I would repurchase just because I prefer oils at night. My skin just does better with oils, but it's not a bad face cream. I think it does work. It's just not my preference. So then the last thing that's on here is the treatment, which is the Blemish Vanishing Gel, which I finished a little while ago, I think about a month ago now. So this one says it instantly starts working to calm inflammation and combat blemishes below the surface with willow bark and camphor extracts, as fruit stem cells and bioactive 8-berry complex speeds the healing process for clearer skin in 4 hours. I don't necessarily feel like that's true, at least for not my skin type. I do have an issue, well, not an issue, I do have a problem. I do have a bit of a hard time finding spot treatments that work well with my skin type because my acne is more hormonal, so there isn't a lot that I could put on my skin that necessarily makes it, that necessarily works as well as it does for some people. Even saying that though, I do feel like this is a decent skin spot treatment because I do feel like it did work to just not for like those really, really bad ones that, you know, get under the skin. I don't think it did anything for those, but it did. I do feel like it does a really decent job as a spot treatment for the majority of my acne, just not all of it. And this is, it does seem like it's a pretty small size. It's 0.6 ounces, but this actually lasted me quite a long time, which really surprised me because I go through most spot treatments pretty fast, even if they're the same size or even bigger of this. I've used up some really quickly. This just kept going. Like, it's a clear gel, and even using it morning and night, it lasted me 3-4 months, pretty much the majority of the time that I've been using this stuff. It lasted me that long. So I do feel like it works. I just don't feel like it works as well as like the Meow Meow Tweet one, which I am using now. I feel like that one works better for my skin type, but this, I do feel like this is a good spot treatment. And if you're looking to try one, I do recommend at least trying this because I do feel like it does do a good job. So now that I've gone over all of the products that are in this line, so that was everything that's in this specific line, I do want to talk about sort of like my overall feelings of the whole line. I do feel like as a whole, it does do a good job evening skin texture and lightening hyperpigmentation. Again, I don't have any like before or after pictures, but I have noticed a definite difference in my skin texture. It's not as bumpy. It is a lot smoother. You know, like I said, I still break out, but I feel like my breakouts are less severe. They're not as terrible. So I feel like overall, it is a really great line if you're looking for like an entire line of acne products. I do feel like you're gonna see a difference in your skin if you use all of these. That being said, there are only a few specific products in here that I would repurchase and continue using in my daily life because I don't enjoy using some of these things, and for me personally, I like to enjoy using my skincare. I want to feel like, I just want to feel good putting it on my skin. Not that I feel that these things are doing anything bad to my skin. I just want to have an experience when I put on my skincare. So the things that I wouldn't rebuy are definitely the 2 masks. I just don't think these are worth the price that they are. They don't do anything for my skin specifically. I mean, if they work for you, that's great. I just haven't had any experience with them that they've done anything for me. I also wouldn't repurchase the scrub or the night cream. Like I said, I think the night cream is good. Just for me personally, I like oils at night better than I like creams. I feel like they work better with my skin. And the scrub I just don't feel like is anything special either. There are other scrubs out there that are better than this one and do more for my skin than this one does. Also, the serum I don't think is you know, a necessary addition to this line, at least not for me. The ones that I would repurchase and continue using are the spot treatment. I would get this again, but I do prefer the Meow Meow Tweet one. The BB cream, I will continue to rebuy this. I really love this as a makeup primer and sunscreen. The moisturizer is also really good. I don't know if I'm going to rebuy it after I'm done with this one specifically because I am going to be using some other stuff after I'm done with this, but I would go back to this eventually if I haven't found one that I like better. And then the cleansing gel is going to be a staple in our house. It's just, I felt like it's a really fantastic cleanser that a lot of different skin types and a lot of different people could use. And I do actually like this pore minimizing toner. I do think it does a really good job with oil production and oil control and stuff like that. So like I said, again, I do really like the entire line. I feel like as a combination and a whole, they do work to lighten hyperpigmentation over a period of time. It's not anything quick because it took a while to notice any sort of difference in my skin, and it's been about 5 months since I started using all these products. So I do feel like they do what they say they do, just as a whole, but there are only a few certain products that I would continue to use because I don't like some of them individually, you know. I feel like I have other things that would do better than these specific products, and I would still get the same results because I have products that are similar and work the same way. I just like them better. So in conclusion, I do really think this is a great line that if you have active and oily skin like I do, you should definitely check out. I think it's definitely worth checking out. Maybe pick and choose the products that you want to try if you're not interested in trying the whole line from the ones that I do suggest, because I do think those are the standouts of the line. These are just the ones for me that worked the best and the ones that I recommend. So I hope that this helped some of you. I haven't actually seen a lot of reviews on the clarifying line specifically. I've seen a lot for the sensitive line and the brightening line, but the clarifying line I haven't seen a ton on. So I hope that this is helpful for those of you who have found it or have watched it. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the products specifically, and I will get back to you about those. I just did want to also quickly mention, in addition to my review, that I am going to be using the Cebu line after I'm done with pretty much all these. I think I'm going to be done with most of these by about the time my trip ends. So probably around September, I'm going to start to use the Cebu line. I'm not going to be using the entire line like I did here. I am going to leave out some, like the night cream and the serum probably, and like the eye cream and stuff. There are a few products that I'm not going to be using entirely from the Cebu line. So once I have used that for a few months and I've gotten a good feel of the products for that, I will be doing a review on that as well. So I hope you are looking forward to that, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.